Hi, this screencast will take you through this section of the lesson on responsibility. So when you get to this stage of it, so it'll be day two, you'll be showing students a Padlet. And what this link right here will do is can take you directly to that Padlet. Before you begin or you could just take a moment to pause in your Zoom, but before you actually begin the activity, something you'll want to do is remake this Padlet so that way everyone in the district who maybe opens this link won't have rearranged it and then have changed it for you. So simply go over to the top right-hand corner and click on the word remake. And then it's all pretty standard, except that you're going to want to go down here where it says copy posts. You want to also click this box so that the cards travel to the copy. So we'll click that, hit submit. And now a faux copy machine is copying that Padlet, and you know it's a copy because in the top left it says remake. If you would like to rename it for the name of your class, you could by tapping remake, and then you could just type in your classroom name there and just hit submit and then close. But for the actual activity, what you'll do is guide students. So assuming you're in a classroom Zoom and they are facing and seeing this image, the idea is that you slowly go through these different cards. And the way this activity is actually named is a mystery. And so the only information students know before looking at these cards is that Sam broke his arm. And so they're going to try to figure out how or why he could have. But really the main point is who is responsible. So the great part about these types of activities is that there's more than one answer. For primary, we have slimmed down some of the people involved in the scenario. And the idea would be in a Zoom to just sort of read through these cards with students slowly. And so as you do, the idea is that their thinking and the conclusions they're drawing are going to change and evolve as they gain more information about each person involved in the scenario. And then these cards at the top just mention who are the people that are related to this event. So after you've gone through all the cards, the idea would be then to match the card to the person whom you think this card matches to. So for example, Sam liked to wear his hair long. Well, a conclusion could be that maybe his hair was in his face, he didn't see the car, and therefore was hit by a car. A little bit morbid for our primary kids, but you want to look now at the people at the top to say, which card would this fit by? And everything is movable. So however you want to. Maybe I want to blame this on, shoot, I pulled too hard. Maybe I want to blame this on Sam, that Sam should have shorter hair. But you could also argue that it is Sam's parents' fault that he didn't get a haircut, right? And that's where some of that dialogue and discussion comes up with students, and really lean on that and really, sort of maybe prompt them towards that thinking and then pull back and allow them in the Zoom to kind of have that dialogue. So once you so if we wanted to keep that with parents, I could bring this over here. Some of them are pretty straightforward. If it says the driver had just come from a party, that would be evidence that relates to the driver. And then you could sort that there. Sam has been taught how to cross the road by his dad. For the sake of primary, we condensed and put together his parents. In intermediate, it says dad and mom, but we just kept them together for one less sorting. So over here, for example, where it says Sam's mom usually comes to meet him at the busy road, we could put that card also there. So again, no right or wrong answers. The sister one would go down here. The other thing that students are gaining is, as they're learning more about this scenario, whose events sort of led to this scenario, they're also hopefully, and you can guide this, thinking about which situation of these cards is most influential. And for example, when you read the sister card, Sam's sister, try saying that 5 times fast, was not feeling very well. So really, there isn't a direct correlation then to Sam's sister not feeling well to his accident, unless, and I don't know if first and second graders will get there, but unless you connect this card to say that Sam's mom usually comes to meet him at the busy road, possibly that's because she was home with Sam and wasn't there to meet him. So if you were to if the kids might just very concretely say that Sam's sister wasn't feeling well, that's the one card that works for that. They keep mom over here because they see mom is a parent and they just sort of connect those words. That's fine. Then what they're going to do eventually in the next activity after this, you'll find, is we're going to rank who they think is most responsible on a gradient down to who they think is least. So with that thinking, usually Sam's sister is then the least responsible. But we've tried to make it very editable and movable so that however your dialogue goes with your students, you can use and manipulate these cards to show students what's happening. And after it's been moved one time, that it can be moved again. That really the only point of all of this is their validation, and knowing that, boy, for one scenario that seems pretty cut and dry, if I were to hear someone broke their arm by a car that hit them, I would just maybe draw a quick conclusion that the person driving the car was to blame. However, maybe we can look a little deeper into this and see what else is going and factoring into this scenario. So just a quick little simulation. I would not take more than 8 minutes with this. And then this, you could take a screenshot, put it on maybe your seesaw just as a reminder visually for students, however you'd like to. But it might save time. In the intermediate lesson, we have students doing this individually. But for the sake of primary and tech, we wanted to keep it here for you as the teachers to control when the students are viewing. Have fun.